So we've got some E-40 for you, and luckily this album fares okay. So E-40, he's a guy that has a lot of material out, and he does things. He's really known for his way of talking. He's a pretty elaborate dude, and it kind of feels hypnotic almost. He's a persuasive person, and he lets you know that in his song. So it's good. I actually like the fact that he does, but this album just is not the perfect showcase for what I think he can do. It's still good. I mean, there's two albums. I'm only reviewing the first one. At a later date, I will review Sharp on All Corners 2. But this came out last December, and parts 3 and 4 are going to come out at some point. So, obviously, what you're getting with E-40 is a bunch of slang. Some of it you may want to use. Some of it is really he said some things that have gotten people, that have become used in everyday language. So you just have to keep that in mind. It may not, so that's one thing you're going to get. You're going to get some West Coast type music, and he's a lot like, just when you think of some of the West Coast artists out there like Snoop Dogg, he's one of the ones, if the movement would have lasted longer than it did in the 90s, I think he would have gotten a lot more shine. But he's had several points in his career where he had a jump. So, can you smoke to this album? The answer is yes, you can. He is a smoker, but on this one, we're talking more about drinking songs. So, Money Sack, 707, Choices, Red Cup, these are some of the ones that I would smoke to. It's E-40 knows how to kind of vibe with the party and kick back and have a good time. But this album didn't seem entirely concerned about that. And I do think that that's a disappointment, because songs like Money Sack and, songs like Red Cup and Choices are two of the best songs on this album. They really are. I mean, there's 14 songs, so it's about a medium-sized album, but you're going to find that though there's just ones that you're going to be playing a lot more than others. And it just won't take long for you to realize that. Production is handled pretty decently. I mean, he's a hyphy sound, which is an entire genre of rap. I have never really listened to it heavily, but it's something else, and there's actually some production on here. Some of it sounds kind of samey, but there are some good beats thrown in, and it's really not like a completely awful beat on here. So Money Sack, Choices, Paint the Picture, 707 are some of the best ones on here. Can't Fuck With Me is really good. I'd say about half the album has some really great beats, but some of it just sounds like everyday type music. Like like his mentality was, it's just another day in the hood or something, And I don't want to think that every day is like the last one. I don't, it's just something you gotta pay attention to. But the unheard songs. So out of 14 songs, I liked 5 of them. And I actually have an almost song, which would make a 6th song. But the 3 we'll just list them all. Can't Fuck With Me, Money Sack, Red Cup are all immediate songs. Those are the first ones that you'll hear, and they work extremely well. Choices is pretty good, and then 707 rounds things up. Then, of course, after that, I like Straight Mobbin', but for some reason, some of these records just did not really captivate me as much. I would have liked Three Jobs, but it it's kind of more of a relatable song more than maintaining having, fun with it, which is something, when you want these songs, you want more than just having a good time at all times, but this album is too short not to do that more. Two Fingers was kind of a bad R&B type song. Wasn't feeling that one that much. I didn't like the hook on Playa, and Paint the Picture. I mean, that one kind of had a good beat, but it just didn't fit what it felt more like. Some of these feel more about getting to business rather than kicking back, and that's one thing that some of this album kind of does. So some of these, the answer is a lot of these records, I like Boozy Badass on Money Sack and T-Pain on Red Cup, but we needed more of these things that just were about, enjoying that California sunshine. So that's really what it is. I mean, money doesn't, whatever. I'm not here to preach, but yeah, I mean, you're just gonna find that a lot of the records did not have as much enjoyment as possible. So I do recommend this release, despite that I only like 6 out of 14. I'm just gonna give this album a 4 out of 10 because I like 5 songs, and that's less than half. But the Almost song would make 6, so that's about a 4. And yeah, so the future, I mean, E-40 has dropped tons of albums, so you're bound to find something that you like. But, really just get the best songs off this and you're going to be good. I am going to review part 2 very soon. So the social score, I will give it a 5.5 social because, E-40 charts every once in a while, but it's usually just because it's just the production is too extreme to really get that vibe going. So, Ludacris is someone who's good at charting, and you just have to, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the big thing. So, but there are songs on here worth checking out. I mean, like I said, this is West Coast music. It's California sunshine. And when it shines, if it rains, it pours. And when it's sunny, it's sunny. So, you just got to keep that in mind. His best songs are really some songs you need to hear. So can it be top? Yes. So I give this album 4 out of 10, 5.5 social. Subscribe for more fun.